Alright, what's happening everybody? It's your man Akeen and welcome to today's vlog. Here to give you some more key matchups for rivalry week of college football. I'm going to head to the Big Ten Conference starting with the game between Michigan State and Northwestern. This should be a warm-up battle for Michigan State before the Big Ten Championship where they're either going to face Penn State or Wisconsin, and they're waiting for the winner of that game, and I'll keep you posted for that particular preview. But this is going to be a good game between Michigan State and Northwestern. Northwestern, they should not be such a sleeper for everybody, including for Michigan State. Michigan State did have a big win last week against Indiana, 55-3, but I don't think they should take this game too lightly because Northwestern is 6-5, but they have won 4 in a row, including a big win at Lincoln against the Nebraska Cornhuskers, 28-25. And I do like their quarterback play with Dan Purser and Kane Coulter. Purser is that starting quarterback for the Wildcats, but when he is out and he has been dealing with injuries this season, Kane Coulter has stepped up, and he has stepped up well, showing that he's the more mobile quarterback, running type quarterback between the two players, and he's actually leading the team in rushing. So I don't think that Michigan State should sleep too much on this team. They have a tough team, a decent defense. Pat Fitzgerald is actually having a good team. They're better than that 6-5 record, and I think this could be an upset for Michigan State. But I'm still going to have to go with the Spartans in this one because this should be an appetizer for the Big Ten Championship, and they have a great defense, averaging 15.3 points allowed per game, and I think the Michigan State Spartans are going to prevail over the Northwestern Wildcats. Next, the biggest rivalry in college football, the Ohio State Buckeyes against number 15 Michigan. This is going to be a great game at Ann Arbor, and this just shows there's a big difference in just one season. It all started with Ohio State. They had a great year last season with Jim Tressel. Then they had to deal with off-the-field issues, opposed to Michigan last year, where they had to fire Rich Rodriguez, and they've been playing terrible. But when Brady Hoke stepped up, Michigan has been playing great and a lot better, and they're actually believing in Brady Hoke's system. Now, going back to Ohio State, they had to deal with off-the-field issues just before the season. Many suspensions for some of their key players. Jim Tressel had to resign from the team. Luke Fickell had to step up as the interim head coach, and they have been dealing with a lot of battles, and they're right now 6-5. They're not doing too bad. I thought they might do a little bit worse because they have such a young team and had to deal with many suspensions. Now, the key for this matchup, I'm going to start with Ohio State. They have a lot of key players coming back. Dan Hare, will be probable for this matchup, dealing with an ankle injury. Braxton Miller and Carlos Hyde have all three of these backs have rushed for over 500 yards, and I think they have a good running game, and I think they need to focus on the running game. Also, they have Davier Prosey at the receiver position. He is actually back. He had 66 yards receiving last week in a loss against Penn State, included one circus grab headed towards the sideline. Actually having him back in the line now brings up a lot of hopes for Ohio State and boosts up their offense. Now, for Michigan, they have a star quarterback in Denard Robinson, who's getting his mojo back and playing up to par. He's actually coming back to his Heisman status that he had last season, throwing the football, doing well in Brady Hoke's offense, and also running the football, especially when he has a good complement in Fitzgerald Toussaint, who has over 800 yards rushing. Also, I do like his receiving core that he has around him for his options, Hemingway, Roundtree, and Gallen. I do like this explosive offense of Michigan. But one thing about Michigan is that everybody underestimates is their defense. I do like their secondary with Kavokas and JT Floyd. They're good secondary men. I think they have a good team around him, and plus I do like the fact that they support the run. Now, for Ohio State, I do love their interior linemen with John Hankins and John Simon. Both of them have combined for 9 sacks and over 15 tackles for loss. I do like these two combinations, and I think they can stuff the run and cause problems in that line of scrimmage. So this is going to be the key to one of the keys to the game, the run ability for both teams. Ohio State's actually been struggling passing the football, but with Davier Prosey, maybe it can upgrade and improve against Michigan, their biggest rivalry. Now, this is going to be a great matchup. Now, overall for this game, I'm going to have to go with Michigan mainly because they have a more explosive offense, and I think the defense is going to hold them for going towards the end of the game. I think this game is going to go back and forth, a close game, and it's going to go wired down to the trenches going towards the end of the game. Both teams had good comebacks during this season, like Ohio State against Wisconsin, and for Michigan against Notre Dame. So both of them had to deal with tough situations where they had to battle off hard in the trenches going towards the end of the game. But I'm going to have to go with Michigan in this matchup because their offense is just more balanced and more complete than Ohio State, and plus they don't have to deal with too many off the field distractions as the Buckeyes had to deal with this season. So I have to go with the Wolverines over the Buckeyes, but this is going to be a great match. Now you guys already know I'm going to catch you guys a little later for more previews during rivalry week of college football. From Pro Football Exclusive, thank you for watching today's blog. I'm your man Akeem McCall. Be easy.